So I've been experimenting with Llama V2. So two people's code repos I have kind of referenced. One is Abhishek Thakur. So Abhishek Thakur is the one who's obviously created this, right? So he's also created a Hugging Face space. I think that is what they call them, and he's got this model small shards over here. So he does mention in his video that it seems that the small shards has been released by Meta. As such, smaller portions or smaller shards of the Llama 27 Bravo HF. HF probably is Hugging Face, so I don't know. But he did mention that Meta has released this, or maybe he's created this on his own. And he also mentioned that somewhere he's created smaller subsets of the train CSV or of the training data. Uh, I couldn't find that, so I had to actually go and download from a download a Parquet file and then convert it. So this code, this few lines were there on the Hugging Face. I don't know. I think it was some help page or something was there. Mm, okay. So the final code that I've run and which kind of ran is from this person, Rohan Paul. So firstly, I'll go through Rohan Paul's code and then I'll quickly explain what I tried earlier and why it didn't work out and all that. So this is Rohan Paul and why things didn't work out earlier. Because firstly, I kept on wasting a lot of time with uh, the presumption that my GPU will be able to run the code, but my GPU was not able to run the code. Uh, that has been given by Abhishek. Um, because around when seven of those shards are loaded into GPU memory, my GPU memory goes off. I don't have enough GPU memory, right? Uh, so this is one error which I thought was an error, but actually not an error. So this is just something, I've documented here now because it was happening that time. I thought maybe there is something which has gone absolutely wrong. This is Abhishek's code running. Okay, so the code ran, but then the moment it loaded the CSV, it kept on giving this error, which said the use flash attention to, the argument is not required and all that. But it seems that what is actually required was that we need to do a setup of this particular library that Abhishek has created, and they have offered as part of the Hugging Face uh, offering, so to say. Mm, which is his library? This is his is different. This again came up as an internal error while loading that uh, lib. Um, Auto train. So auto train advanced. So this auto train advanced is what Abhishek has created, and it's hosted at as part of the Hugging Face, Auto Train Advanced. And a couple of other people have also got this error earlier, so I referred some of these errors and all that. But then ultimately, this is what was required. Still not working. Still not working. Uh, this in CLI you need to run auto train setup command first. Okay, so that auto train setup I've run, and then things were working absolutely fine. So this is the auto train setup, and I created one quick log file out of that. So can look at that log file. Nothing fancy. Where did that log file go? Setup. Okay, so it says successfully updated all of these. So I think from the GitHub main branch, all of these need to be updated, and that's what it is. Besides that, I didn't see anything special in the setup. But ultimately, it just failed because of my, uh, you know, uh, my my GPU could not go beyond 70% over here. Yeah, with the checkpoint shards. And one more thing, he mentions over here somewhere that I need to, I don't know, maybe my CLI login token was already saved in the CLI for Hugging Face on my system. I really don't know if that was the case, but I did not specifically do anything um, with regards, the Hugging Face token when I ran his shards. So does that mean that when I run just with this terminal command, and when it takes these parameters and it is running the with the shards model, uh, do I not require a Hugging Face token? If that be the case, then this seems to be quite promising. So if you have enough GPU and if you're able to do this, then great. Yeah, but mine ran out of memory, and okay, fine. So forget that. Then I just went for inference. I said to hell with the training part of it. I'll just go ahead and do inference. Um, so training, of course, if you end up doing training this way, then you're training on uh, your own CSV, right? And that will be the CSV, train CSV. Okay. Right now, I've got it from the Spark file, and I've not really created my own CSV. But the point is, if you have the CSV, and the way how nicely they've explained the entire thing, and you also get to see your training params, JSON, and everything. So you understand the entire process. So as far as you are concerned, this fine tuning can work quite properly. Um but I don't know. Right now, it didn't work for me, obviously, because of. So again, I tried to get into some of their code also, and to try and understand if over here somewhere I could go and give the option of CPU in place of GPU. So presume somewhere in their code, either in the mains. So I searched over here for your CPU and GPU and God knows what not, uh, but didn't make any sense. It probably is this one in run LLMs. Um, the train LLM is in this file in the main, but otherwise over here, I think you can end up uh, doing some changes here. So I might try that later on, but for now, taken code from, like I said, from Rohan Paul on YouTube, and made sure I'm running it on device CPU only. Uh, gave it gave my token over here, which I've removed now, and Abhishek's shards. Now another thing, I understand that these shard files are he's hosted them on Hugging Face also. I went and saw that over there. What I'm trying to really understand is where are these shard files getting stored, and if I uh, keep running this code, unfortunately, it seems it takes too much time to load them into memory. So, is there any way that I can maybe not load all of them and maybe load a few of them and maybe leave out a few? And does that work? Or will it not work? So, all of these questions need to be answered. Right now, I just wanted to generate the text. What is a cat? I shouldn't have written capital cat. This guy went totally crazy and uh, you know uh, took a whole lot of time. Uh, so let me show you. So this is my local setup. I have about 34 GB of memory, and I have 8 CPUs. Now when this guy ran earlier, this was the condition. So this is the last generation that he's given me, which I will come back to later on. He's given it of the the MBA CAT exam. Not that I'm anyway. So what an irony. So And this is what happened. All my CPUs maxed out, and I had almost 34 GB of, uh, and this was taking a whole lot of time. So it came to a certain point, but then it kept on giving me these warnings about temperature and God knows what not. But the text generation took almost 5 minutes, even after all of this got done. And the CPUs were maxed out for almost 5 minutes. Yeah, and um, okay, yeah. So this is what basically happened. And earlier, this was the GPU. The GPU maxed out at somewhere. Uh, where is that? Yeah, I think this was the one. This was the max. This thing. It says 3843 out of 3910. So 3910 is basically around 4 GB, and this is how much it ended up taking. Yeah. So I won't say a very unpleasant experience, quite a pleasant experience and quite good learning experience. And just ran around with the entire thing just for about 2 3 hours. Yeah, pretty much okay. And I like what he has done with this. I'm sure without these shards, if you were to load this entire model, I don't know if it will work even with 34 GB RAM the way it did on my system. I'm not very sure. I don't think so that'll happen. So excellent work he has done as always, and even reducing the batch size and all over here to two did not help it earlier with the GPU. But yeah, at least something is there. So it runs on local, and so probably further, if you want to experiment, give maybe couple of these. I don't know, maybe give couple of these, and if somehow there's a possibility to address couple of these in the same go, then again I think you're experimenting and you're getting something. But again, this is just probably to just play around with things. Besides that, I don't think so. With this kind of compute, nothing much substantial can be achieved. Any production kind of setup will have to be very different. So either some more understanding of this entire process has to be there, or you have to have your you definitely have to have more compute. Yeah, so that's it for now.